So yesterday in the House of Commons, something crazy happened. A point of order was raised because you had a NDP MP who was wearing a pro-Palestine pin. It was actually a Palestinian pin. And the point of order that was raised was, what's going on? Why are you wearing this Palestinian pin in Parliament? Now, the NDP MP stood up and said, this should be absolutely fine. People wear poppies, and so we should be allowed to wear pins from other countries. It was probably the most disgraceful and condescending comment anyone has ever made, with a shit-eating grin on their face. Comparing wearing poppies to support our veterans to wearing a Palestinian pin. And the House Speaker didn't really have an answer until right now. He's finally spoken about it. So we're going to take a look at what was said yesterday and then what was just said right now, because this is bananas, folks. This is absolutely bananas. Now, when I share my screen, you're going to see me in real time here at the top left, and because this is from my live stream yesterday, you're going to see me also at the bottom right. Just know that I'm wearing this shirt here. Here we go.
Mr. Speaker, and I'm deeply concerned.
Oh my God!
You raised the issue of me wearing a pin in the House of Commons. I have to tell you that I stand here proudly wearing the pin that stands in solidarity with the Palestinian people, but people within this place
get rid of that.
Wearing pins for a various number of reasons.
Yeah,
one of my colleagues is proudly wearing the moose hide pin to show his support for the causes that are important. You know, people wear poppies within this house. I have
Yeah, people wear poppies, you dumb fuck.
Canadian to support.
Oopsie. Are you kidding me?
Order. I'd like honorable members.
Yo, she just compared a Palestinian pin to poppies.
Honorable members.
Sorry for screaming.
Sorry. Hear the point that is raised by the honorable member from Edmonton Strathcona. I couldn't hear much after the reference to the poppy.
Wow.
Another 10 seconds just to wrap up after, so that the
dude, silencer.
Can hear this in order to make
that's not okay.
Determination. The honourable member from Edmonton Strathcona.
I'd like to point out, when I cannot, as a member of the House of Commons, bring up a point of order without being heckled and shouted down by the Conservatives, that imposes as well on my privilege. Now, I proudly...
No. Get the hell out. Let Jake Paul fight her, huh? Women's rights, equal rights. So that's what was said yesterday. Now, what was said right now is, just very, very disturbing. So,
pursuant to Standing Order 45, the division stands deferred until later this day at the expiry of the time provided for oral questions. I am now prepared to rule on the point of order raised on November 18, 2024 by the member for Edmonton Strathcona regarding the wearing of lapel pins in the House. During oral questions that day, the chair cautioned all members to be mindful in this regard. The member for Edmonton Strathcona argued that pins are regularly worn in the House without them being considered props. The chair undertook to consider the matter and return to the House. Other members also intervened briefly on this matter. Using visual displays of any kind to illustrate remarks or to emphasize positions in the House is normally considered a breach of decorum. Typically, members are called to order by the chair when they use displays that cause disorder, no matter what message is conveyed. This extends to the wearing of buttons and lapel pins. We are in a gray zone because in many cases, some buttons or scarves have been allowed. It seems to me...
Should not be allowed. Should be all Canadian stuff.
...is whether they cause disorder, and apparently they have this evening. I would ask that the buttons be removed. Unquote. Hold strong views on a variety of subjects. However, our practice in this place is that members express their points of view through their words and their votes rather than through displays. Therefore, the litmus test just described, that is, whether a button or a pin causes disorder, will continue to guide the chair in enforcing this rule of decorum. Now, given the wide scope of interpretation involved, the chair seeks the cooperation of all members to be judicious in choosing to wear buttons or pins, and to be equally judicious in choosing to raise their concern with the chair. I ask all members for their cooperation in this regard.
The same lady that has caused the shit disturbance is about to speak. Are you guys ready for this?
Quorum is established.
I see the honourable member from Edmonton Strathcona is rising on a point of order.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm gravely concerned because your ruling makes it very, very difficult for members in this House to know how to act going forward. And my worry is that you are being ruled or taking direction from those who are loudest.
Shut up.
Who are most obnoxiously loud, sitting right
Shut your mouth.
you, rather than from all of those in the House equally. And
She's doing it on purpose. She wore a Palestinian pin, like a massive Palestinian pin yesterday, and then she cried, "Oh, they're trying to get me to remove it." So she wore an even bigger Ukrainian pin. Are you kidding me? Shut your mouth and do your job. Shut your mouth and do your job. You are a politician. That is full stop. All you are. You are not here to represent other countries other than Canada. Shut your mouth and do your freaking job, lady.
And I have to say, Mr. Speaker,
So I'm
challenging you. That is the textbook definition of anti-Palestinian racism.
Anti-Palestinian racism.
honourable member is
She's claiming anti-Palestinian racism because in Canadian Parliament, we don't want people wearing pins from other countries. Anti-Palestinian racism. Then I guess we're all anti-Palestinian racists, aren't we? Because we love Canada and we want our focus to be on Canadians. Wow, my God, it's the end of the world. Are you freaking kidding me? Move to Palestine then, you freak.
is entering into debate, and I'm going to ask the honourable member to read carefully my ruling, as she will discover that I think the normal procedures and practices of this place will continue, and I ask members, of course, to be judicious in what they do, and in either wearing pins or in raising them with the chair. I hope this is not an issue raising about the ruling which I just issued, and I just asked. Well, the honourable member has the right to raise a point of order, but the chair also has the right to stand up and to point out if this is with regard to the ruling which I just gave. The honourable member from Winnipeg Centre is rising on a point of order.
Clarification.
She's wearing
the
pin that her colleague wore yesterday. She's wearing the same Palestinian pin that her colleague from the NDP just wore yesterday. They are purposely doing this to be actual shit disturbers.
For example, a red dress pin to signify the ongoing genocide against Indigenous women.
Can I ask the member to can I ask the member to get the can I ask the honourable member please to The honourable member is engaging now in a debate on the ruling that I had just given. I'll ask and invite the honourable member, as well as all honourable members, to please read the ruling carefully. The House will now resume. The honourable member from Victoria is rising on a point of order, and I hope this is not with regard to the same issues. Which
of course it is.
It's not to do with
Ukraine pin.
It's actually a point of order to ask clarification about my colleague from Winnipeg who just rose to add new and pertinent information to you. And so I'm getting clarity if you will allow her to speak to actually give her point of order.
I'm afraid that was not in order. The Speaker has made a ruling. The honourable member, I invite her to take a look at that and not engage in the debate of the ruling. There are avenues that she could proceed at that point. The House will now resume with the remaining business under routine proceedings. We are under the rubric motion. Motions. Presenting petitions. The honourable member from Sherwood Park, Fort Saskatchewan.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think it's very gracious of colleagues to finally give me the time I need to table a sufficient number of petitions.
There you go, folks. There you go. That is the breaking news that just happened. This is bananas. This is insane. You have NDP radical extremists in Parliament that are protesting wearing pins from Ukraine, pins from Palestine, instead of wearing Canadian pins. This is like insane. Why would you even choose to be a Canadian politician? Why would you choose to live in Canada if you're so focused on geopolitics and like you're so pro other countries? It's absolutely insane. You can empathize with other countries. You can have a humanitarian approach. You can want Canada to go back to being peacekeepers instead of sissies. I get all that. Those are good values. Actually, those are Canadian values. But not to literally protest in a federal with a federal platform. Are you freaking kidding me? And you're not wearing Canadian pins. You're choosing to wear these controversial pins. Like, Canadians don't give a fuck about Palestine. Oops. Sorry. We don't. We care about Canada. We have homelessness. That's insane. We have veterans that are offing themselves. If you're so poor and you can't pay your bills, you can use a government assistance called MAID to off yourself. And you worrying about other countries? No. You want to worry about other countries? Go live in those countries. Let's fix Canada first. Let's make sure that we're, a phenomenal economy and we're like doing great. And then we can worry about other countries. Got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do.